There are a lot of challenges in Johannesburg and in so many of our cities and landscapes in South Africa. Of course, we live with the inherited challenges of segregation and social and racial and economic injustice that are still so present and even deepening in some aspects in our landscapes. And being from South Africa, of course, Johannesburg, my city, is also a city that's so intertwined and connected to movement and to identities of people.
You have spoken about your commitment to Johannesburg. How can the city be renewed and revived?
There's so much in Johannesburg. There's so much potential. There's so much opportunity. And in the ways in which people have shown resilience in constructing the city and inhabiting the city, in our own traditions, in our rituals, in ways that people come together, in our economic systems in the city. I think there's so much inspiration to find in looking in those places. And I think that if we look deeply at what our city is, and we respond deeply to what it could be by looking in those places, there's so much that we can do. I think instead of thinking about this idea of deterioration or challenge, and then looking at it with a Western gaze, in terms of looking northward or to solutions that might not necessarily fit our context. There's so much richness and texture in what we have at home, and I think to be able to imagine from that place could be very powerful.
Do you think it's time to develop buildings that are more suited to Africa in the regeneration of Johannesburg?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think my practice is focused on searching for what design languages for Johannesburg and for the continent can be and can look like, and how they can reflect our cities, our identities, because they're so, even conceptually, of course, I think it's deeply challenging and it's a huge weight and a responsibility to hold that. But at the same time, there's also so much conceptual richness in looking at our ways of being. So absolutely.